Um, this helicopter is one of the museum display helicopters on a ship off the coast or down California. I forget exactly where I found this from. I think it's Long Beach, right by the Queen Elizabeth. I think that's where this is. This squadron is HC-11, which is based out of North Island. These numbers are real familiar to me, and I'm pretty sure this was one of our aircraft at one time when I was at HC-5. And aircraft would get transferred back and forth, and so what would typically happen, we would send an aircraft for rework, we would get one back, and it wouldn't necessarily be ours, and then the next person would send one in and get it back, and so they would get rotated through. So odds are, at some point, HC-11 did have this aircraft. And I actually have a picture somewhere that I'll probably scan up later that is one of HC-11's aircraft with the VR tail insignia. They usually had lightning bolt coming down here, which you can kind of, you won't see it on this video, but their insignia had a lightning bolt. So on ours, this will be right here, just forward of the crew door. And then it'll be, the aircraft number will be here. It'll be Navy HC-5 instead of HC-11, and then I'll have a little Det 4 there. And it's kind of questionable how much detail we can get on this. It kind of depends on how big we do the actual painting. And then we'll have the correct numbers here, and then we'll have our stars. These stars will go right up on here with the BR. And right across here will be USNS Kilauea. Okay, and that will be right here. The other thing, this gives me a pretty good detail of the flight deck. So I'm going to make that available. On this drawing, basically this guy is sitting right back here on the back, and so you would basically see this line coming up and probably the circle. So the circle would be kind of in here somewhere on the deck, something like that. And then it becomes how crazy do you want to get with that. This, just for fun, this wasn't ever put on the aircraft, but what we would do when we would come into the Philippines is we would get patches made, and we had actually designed this patch before we knew it was called Desert Storm, and I don't know how well this is going to show up on there, and I found this on Google also. I have one of these patches, it's just buried and I can't find it right now. So you got, this is a camel, we got crosshairs on the camel, we got the sun, we got some palm trees, some sand, a little bit of water for the Gulf. And then it's HC-5, Det 4, Club Bohica, and then down this side is CHA for Camel Hunters Association, and Bohica over here. And then here it's spelled out Camel Hunters Association, Iraq Kuwait Incident 1990. So we made up that, we didn't know it was called Desert Shield yet. So that was just something that they had made up, and I think we made these before we even got out there. If I remember right, because we hit the Philippines for a few days. So that would be that. Now, this one first, 5-point star is just a basic star. You know, pick a basic solid yellow star and you're good. The angle of the layout, I'm looking at this right. Yeah, if you follow, no, that's not right either. I don't know. When we first started painting these aircraft, when I first started with them, there was a book that somebody at the squadron had written at one point. You know, a series of procedures on how to lay out the actual letters, because whenever we got a new aircraft back, we'd have to redo all the markings. And we sat down one time and read their instructions, and then we walked around to the other 11 aircraft, because there was 12 aircraft in the hangar, and so the one we were working on didn't have anything on it. and every aircraft in the squadron had slightly different placement on these. And the book, the procedures we had, didn't match any of the other 11 aircraft. So at some point we sat down and we looked at that, and we figured out which one we liked the best, and we rewrote the description as best we could to match that. And then every time we had a chance to paint one, we redid them. And so by the end of the year and a half or so I was painting, we had redone all of them, and then we at least had them standardized. So anyway, it's, you know, we'll try to match that basic shape, I guess, and we'll call that good. Okay, so that's basically that. Let me think. I'm going to do a quick run through here of how we laid out letters in the first place.